everyone, Ms. Colasso here. So in today's short video, I'm going to demonstrate the concepts of genetic variation and natural selection. So to do that, I'm using two pieces of paper to represent two different environments. So we have our dark blue environment and our light yellow environment. Along with that, you're going to see these little paper cutouts, and those are going to represent organisms of a population. So we have our yellow population and our blue population. And so the reason I'm doing this is because I want to show you how genetic variation can happen and what factors could actually cause natural selection. So let's go first to our dark blue environment. So looking at this environment, we could see that there are many more blue organisms than yellow, and that the yellow really stand out. So now, just to give you an example, there is going to be a predator who comes into this environment. Let's say it's a hawk and they're swooping in. Right away, they're going to see those yellow organisms because they stand out against that blue background, that blue environment. So over time, the yellow are going to be disadvantaged because they're eaten by the predator, and the blue are going to carry that advantage. So just a reminder that when we say fitness, right, in terms of evolution, we're talking about a species that has a better ability to survive and produce offspring. So in this case, the species that is going to be most fit would be our blue population because they are able to blend in with their environment. They have that trait that is advantaged because of their environment, and the predators aren't eating them as much as they're eating the yellow population. Therefore, the blue population is more fit. So that's another term for you to know. So as you can see, over time, there's going to be a lot less yellow individuals and way more blue because they have that special trait that is advantaged. Now, let's say that there is a fire in this environment and that all these species need to migrate to a new environment. So now I'm going to bring our species over to our yellow environment, our two populations. So now we have our populations, same ones, but now in a different environment. So as we can see, this is obviously very different, whereas the blue are now standing out against the yellow background, the yellow environment. So now that same hawk is going to come swoop in, and right away it's going to be able to eat those blue individuals because they're able to see it better. In this case, the yellow individuals are at an advantage and they are more fit because they're able to pass their genes along. Therefore, they're going to continue reproducing because they have an advantage in this environment, and more yellow individuals are going to be produced. Now, something else that could happen is that there could be a mutation. So let's say that, there is a mutation with yellow mice where they could be mutated to become blue. Now, in this environment, since blue is at a disadvantage, they're still not going to have a chance to survive. However, if there's a mutation where the blue can mutate to become yellow, right, which again happens over time, they can have that mutation, and that mutation could actually be of benefit in this environment. So sometimes we think mutations are a bad thing, but it really depends on the environment and predators too. So there are many factors that go into natural selection and genetic variation. So just to remind you, natural selection is based on the selection of the most fit population. So in this case, the yellow are going to be selected as the most fit because they're better able to blend in with their environment, survive, and reproduce, whereas the blue are at a disadvantage. So I know this is very simplified, and I hope this helps, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks!